Schnabbelala. Okay, without having to prove myself to anyone who doesn't believe me that my leg is still injured, all I can say is it's still injured. It's right, it's still thick. I think by now people either believe me or they hate me, but it doesn't matter. I have somewhere to be, and I'm just saying, if I would have been a traveler, a vagabond, or anything at all, you know, like let's say okay, who of you, you know, I'm talking like there's actually people listening to this, and there actually may be, you know, maybe I'm the great savior or something. I realized that if you have an injury, you have to work yourself towards healing. And I realized if energy is piling up and it's blocked, I have to get moving. Because as I constantly remind the people that I am in, and now listen what I'm saying, communion with, that I can feel others even from a distance. And sometimes I'm not sure when I'm alone in my apartment and I spend 3 days in isolation, right? I'm not sure how much of what I'm feeling is me, which means at some point I just have to take flight again. Injury or no injury. And right now that I'm walking, right, what I always have to be aware of, that, you know, once I start, you know, when I'm halfway, I still have the same distance to walk back. And that's basically what I'm gonna do now. You know, my destination is the Stadtpark. Translated loosely into the city park. That's actually not a loose translation. That's like a very precise, accurate, and you know, it's exactly the same thing. The city park. Okay, I'm gonna go on the left side now. I don't know. I was feeling fear. I was feeling anxiety. Now it's better. Why? I simply called 2 people that were the source of this, and then I got through to the third. Because people put a lot of hopes onto me, which is why if you have family or friends and you are the carrier of light, which is basically a being that has been born into this life with certain abilities. And these abilities come natural. And they may, it's like a lot of jealousy, piggybacking on these abilities. But if you work through your ideas of, jealousy and simply accept the gifts that you've been given, you can actually start doing very good work in this life. And it's a fine grade, it just says the word schmal, which is actually thin, towards enlightenment. And if you're trying to walk it yourself, what you have to accept is that it's going to be very lonely. And the question is, when you got injured, how far should you go for others? Well, I suggest, I sometimes consider myself as broken. And so is everyone else. I mean, we've all kind of been shattered into millions of pieces. And, one of these pieces is me. And if you put them all back together, then you've got oneness, then you've got unity. And unity is a character in Rick and Morty. I love how these things connect. But if I wouldn't have lived until now, if I wouldn't have made experiences, I couldn't connect shit. And here, 4 times 4, I'm just gonna, yeah, okay. No, I'm not gonna show it. I don't have to show you. It's a car sign and it says 4 times 4. Just accept it. Okay, now there's people, and immediately I start feeling anxious because right now I couldn't, that's just what I'm piggybacking. That's just what I'm piggybacking. I don't know who I'm gonna meet, so I'm just gonna avoid people, especially people that go in some kind of row or column and they just want to show, oh, this is my street or this is my city. That's how people walk around, literally. They walk around like they own the street. And every time I see something like that, a part of me is hoping, that at some point they're gonna get the message that they do not own the street. Now, a part of me thinks it's really stupid to go for a walk, and the other part thinks it's very smart. Because instead of just sitting at home and thinking, yeah, my leg's gonna get better, what do I have to do? Am I supposed to just sit and rest? I actually thought it was getting worse with all the sitting and resting, because I've been doing a lot of that. And then I've been standing a lot. And then you think, well, maybe I should just move. Just move, just walk, just go somewhere, just do something, just keep going into some direction. And I actually feel good that I have this staff which helps me in case it should get impossible for me to carry on. This staff can actually help me. And there's of course always the possibility that someone might see me and say, hey, let's, that was just a feather. I don't know, it's just a reminder that there are other beings that can help each other. You just have to, I can't help that. It just turned red, I can't fucking help it. I don't know, I had very weird dreams. I had very, very weird dreams. Dreams such as something with the police. I was being arrested. Well, where do dreams come from? How should I know? I'm trying to figure stuff out as much as anyone else. I'm just here a little bit longer. And as time is relative, and I've been taken out of the game that most of you are playing, which is hide and seek, Okay, I'm still seeking, but I'm trying to hide less. I'm all out there, and most of my ideas have been put into books, have been put into, I can only record that much of what is inside of me. Okay, maybe I should take I think it's better if I carry this with the right side. And I think it's better if I just keep walking slowly and not get drawn into hurrying, and to possibly also not get drawn into doing something stupid again. I've got tea. Guten Tag. I've got tea and I've got a desire to drink beer. Whose desire? Well, maybe it's mine. Cannot say. I just want to contribute something, right? I don't know a lot of things, but what I know is that once I watched The Rings of Power, and although everybody said it's really shit, I mean, there are really people out there who listen to what others say and then they don't watch it because others, you know, they just read reviews. Why don't you just go and watch it? You know, it's The Rings of Power, man. I mean, just figure it out for yourself. Yeah, but the review, you know, that's just the mob. It's just the bloody mob. And I mean, I liked the new version of Ariel. Right? I like, you know, for whatever it is what it is. And it is what it isn't. Well, it's a new way of saying, hey, we're still making stuff. And because we run out of ideas, right, we just remake the old things to just generate more money. Because the show must go on, right? I liked it. But I also reflected upon my childhood, upon how I feel, upon society. And so I learned a lot. Which is why it was worth the money and the time, because I made it worthwhile. Which is why I can actually watch movies. And I can say, yeah, I just have to keep going. You know, I cannot help it that people don't approve of what I do, right? You know, that's interesting, because I just started walking and the swelling is already going down. Now I feel discomfort in my right foot. I feel like I just haven't walked for ages. You know, I feel like I just haven't walked for ages. Fucking hell. Sorry. No, not sorry. Okay, Rings of Power. I like the movie. It's the spirit of autumn, certainly. I like the concepts, the series, I mean. I like the concepts. Okay, maybe... Okay, all these movies, you know, there's just too much war in there. And it's like, if you ever read The Lord of the Rings, you will realize that there's much less romance, much less bromance, and much less fighting and war. I mean, there is war, certainly. But a lot of the stuff that happens in the movies is just shit. For example, this showdown between let's just call him the you know, the Wizard of Angmar. No, it's like you know, the Lord of the Wraith. You know, the one with the crown. He just looks stupid. Anyway, I just can't help it. The movie's a shit. The book is much better. Okay, at the end, you know, there's a lot of like, you know, the Andals, or I don't know how they're called even anymore. But it's just, I don't know, there's just a lot of stuff that you may approve or disapprove, that I'm just saying, not everything that Hollywood does is good. Which brings me back to the topic of time to switch. Alright, I'm just gonna continue with another topic, which is connecting with spirits. No, I think I just want to talk about what I've just talked about, because I haven't really talked about Hollywood in a while. I just watched or started watching The Truman Show. The Truman Show. I mean, question, the guy who made the movie is that an enlightened being? Is Jim Carrey a conscious, enlightened being? I don't know, man. I assume he is. Okay, you just have to keep walking. Now I'm feeling a pain in my left knee. You know, the way I see it, dark energy or bad energy is being set into motion. It starts in my left ankle for whatever reason. Possibly because people got jealous of how awesome, you know, I can jump when catching the frisbee. And I just came into I don't know, I just have the belief that some people hated me for being so good at playing frisbee, jumping and catching stuff, that sometimes they wish I would injure myself or just show weakness, right? They just want me to show weakness. Well, I didn't. I mean, I did hurt myself, and you could say I cracked a little because I shouted like really shouted. I mean, that was a scream. You know, it's not like, right? It's a better way. It's a more manly way. It's just get out the pain in one insane scream. Which is why, you know, I don't get it. Yesterday I ate a pizza. How can you jump topics so fast? Am I? You know, I don't even realize it. I mean, I know I'm doing it, but I can't help it, right? I just talk about what I feel like. And right now, you know, my mind is just going like ding, 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 ding. I mean, you have to understand where I'm coming from. You know, the last recording I made inside was just after, I don't know what just happened. I just felt like I was going insane. And after I felt like that, I slept a little, and then I got up and I started rendering videos, just putting them together, piling, you know, putting up a queue. So at the moment I have 3 videos in the queue. One this art session. Yeah, I'm not sure. How to make art if you can't live or something. And then the one that's going to be released on the 2nd and the 3rd of April. Those were the ones. I don't know, man. I cannot, you know, I don't have to remember. I just create too much content. I can't keep up with everything. Anyway, and then I did this, and then I realized somebody was asking for help. And sometimes all you have to do is just show them, hey, I'm still here. So you just pick up your phone and you call. And what I started to remember, what I learned by now is that all you have to do is call. Because you send someone energy. You get it? I get it. You just send someone energy, you know? You just send it out. You just send energy to people by focusing attention on them. It's just like focusing consciousness onto people, and you know, that's all you have to do sometimes. right? You don't always have to go to everyone or send them a letter. I mean, you could do that, but sometimes it has to be right now. And then you just call them, and then they either pick up or they don't. And often what I need is a reason, right? Because if I'm feeling like this, I don't know in what kind of spheres, and the only people that will understand what I'm talking about are the people that understand what I'm talking about, or that want to understand what I'm talking about. Because if you are unfamiliar with the concept of oneness and what it means to be connected to other people and beings, then it's very hard to follow my line of thinking. I try to explain this to people because, if your mother is sitting at home worrying about you, and you are open and very sensitive, and you did a lot of purification, even if you didn't do it, you may sit at your home and start feeling really anxious. Let's say your mother sits at home and she wants to see what you're doing because she's worried. All right? Then what can happen? She's sending fear to you. She's trying to, I think mothers, women, all kinds of people, they can do these things. They just don't talk about it. They may not consciously do it, but they're still doing it. Which is then the question, what's conscious, what's unconscious? Nice. Right? So you have to learn to befriend other spirits, helper spirits, and then send them towards others. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm doing. All I can do at the moment is simply do what I'm doing, and when I feel like, because I'm sitting in my room, I've got nothing to worry about, and for some reason there's some insane fear coming my way, and I have to deal with it. And when I realize the fear or the anger or the sadness is coming from someone I may know, so I pick up a certain kind of energy, right? I'm not crazy, by the way. I just learned how to deal with energy and, what most people don't understand, oneness. Because I have been opened, my bubble burst. Bam! So I have to sometimes create my own bubble. But if I seclude myself and I feel like someone's been knocking on my door, then all I can do is say something. So let's just imagine this scenario. Your mother is sitting at home worrying about you because you're on holiday, right? And you feel the urge to call her. Question, should you do it? I think mothers should learn how to deal with this shit by themselves. I have a hard time with this because it's annoying me. Because if I pick up on these things, right, then I feel like I have to do something to just make them realize what they are doing. Because I try to live in a state of trust, which means I sit at home and I focus on myself and what I have to do. I focus on my mission and creating content. And then sometimes I feel this insane, right, fear, sometimes it comes like a giant wave or something, It's almost like what Terence McKenna is describing when he takes psychedelics. Only I didn't take any I did take a coffee, and yes, that's psychedelic, because It's a substance that can open your root chakra. And when your third eye is opened and you open your root chakra, then energy is going to start to flow, and you're going to see something, possibly, if you know how to look. And I know how to look. And I know how to look, turn my gaze inward. I know how to turn my gaze inward and look at the emotional blobs that are family members, or the little, rays of light that are everyone that I've ever been in connection with, and maybe even people that would connect with my content. I mean, people have incredibly stupid reasons to hate each other or to blame each other, such as, that's for the next video. Yeah, I'm infuriatingly honest. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means that if I feel like I have to stretch out my content because you can't, I'm just working with concepts. I'm just giving you ideas and you have to sort it out for yourself. I mean, YouTube for me, and I've been saying this for a while now, is just something I do to draw attention to the fact that there's also other things I've done. I'm just saying. It's not the only thing that I'm doing. That's all I can say. The rest is just for you to figure out. I mean, I have made it the point of my work to make it a point that I've also written books and stuff, right? So, I cannot just give you everything for free all the time. And that's very important. I've never walked this slowly. Okay. It says I just have to actually feel better about my left leg. Nice. I really learned how to heal. I just know what to do because I do not label what I have. I don't say, yeah, I ruptured some tendons, or, I broke my neck, or, I don't do anything like that. I just say it's energy and I have to work with it. It's pain, it's suffering. How can I heal it? Well, everything's energy. I know how to heal myself. If I heal the emotional wound, I may heal whatever physical manifestation there is. And if I just keep walking slowly and I pay attention to how I feel every step of the way, what should happen to me. And that's something I think I have to learn. And I always have to make this available to everyone. While I walk here and I speak to you, I'm getting messages from, I don't know, I would call it, okay, Jim Butcher calls it the never never. In the Harry Dresden novels, the Dresden Files, he calls it the never never. Well, where does he get the idea? I don't know. Maybe it's just something he thinks is a fantasy. Maybe it's just something that he romanticizes. Oh, it would be so nice to be a wizard. Yeah, could be. But, if you take away the shotguns and the blasting rod, burning down things with your will, yeah, you can actually manifest worst case scenarios. You can do it. And I know how to manifest sometimes good case scenarios, it's very hard. Because in order to do that, let's think about it for a second. You have a dream. Okay, let's just say you want to live in a community with people and everybody's happy together. Okay? Like some kind of, you want to create your own kind of indigenous tribe. A commune is what I think we call this, where you get together, you have different kind of characters, you have builders, you have visionaries, you have healers, you have, I don't know, all kinds of people. And you want to bring these people together and you want to live together, whether that is in a house or you want to build huts or live in a caravan park, and then you want to get together and have fires and be together in peace and have beautiful conversations and maybe do also just healing rituals with each other, which may be a sweat hut, right? And which maybe, we have to be open about this, cannabis ceremonies. Which maybe, and we have to be open about this, I don't know. There are people that do coffee ceremonies. There are people that do mushroom ceremonies. None of this can be recommended because you never know.